So we want to make sure that we have a more flexible system, and obviously the state can't provide that. We need to go in the private sector, and that's why we want to give $200 per week per kid to parents who are not within the public monopoly, so they could decide for themselves where they could, which kind of kindergarten they're looking for, and bring that to a private facility, no matter what it is.
So it's a voucher system that's child-centered.
Exactly.
Are you aware by any chance, a more technical matter, are you aware of any chance of the details of Hungary's policy on families?
No, I'm not.
Okay, well, let me just run that through briefly. I can send you some material. I think they've done an unbelievably effective job on a variety of fronts. Well, in Hungary, I hope I have the details of this exactly right, but I definitely have the picture correct. So the Hungarians were very concerned about their extremely low birth rate, and I think rightly so, because I think a very low birth rate is a sign that something has gone wrong in a society. The priorities aren't right.
So are Quebecers, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's partly why I'm bringing this up. So what the Hungarians decided to do, and they spend about 6 or 7% of their GDP now, or their budget. I don't remember if it's the budget or the GDP, but it's a large proportion of their governmental spending, and it's the fundamental policy objective. So if you're a Hungarian mother, and this tends to be focused particularly on people who are within stable, long-term monogamous relationships with children, if you have 4 children, you never pay income tax again in your life. I think if you have 3, it's 75% reduction. If you have 2, it's 50%. If you have 1, it's 25%. And they've raised the birth rate in Hungary substantively. They've also cut the abortion rate by 40% over the last about 12 years with no compulsion, with no real change in the underlying abortion laws. And so they have a very, very family-friendly policy, and they have very, very smart people working on it. And so that's something I found extremely interesting and promising. Now, also, this is so cool. At the same time, they've increased female participation in the labor force by 13%. So the people who opposed the family policy structure made the case that you were going to lock women at home and revert them to a more traditional role. And this was part of something approximating a patriarchal plot. But the reality is that women are receiving recognition for the long-term contribution they make to the growth of society and its stability, and are more able to operate in the present and in the near future in the economic realm.